Hi. It's pretty early in the morning, so I've got to talk relatively quietly because my husband's still asleep, but the kids are awake, obviously, because, kids wake up early in the morning. Um, and I slept pretty well, so I actually feel kind of okay. I don't look kind of okay, but I feel it, so that's good. Um, just want to make a bit of a ranty video, really, which, what a shocker. Jenny wants to rant again. Oh my goodness. But no, I wanted to make a ranty video because I'm frustrated by something that's been going around and around in my mind. Now we're a relatively well-off family in that we own our own home, and my husband earns enough that I don't have to go to work, so I can stay at home with kids and look after them, which is work. Let's not pretend it's not hard work. It is hard work, but it's not going commuting and doing the whole having to wear. I mean, I wear this every day, but sorry, I just got completely distracted by snow outside the window. Anyway, but saying all that, we don't have a huge amount of surplus money, disposable income. We're not going out to eat on a regular basis. We're not treating ourselves to new things very often. I never buy myself new clothes. Christmas and my birthday is when I get new clothes, and I get them from my mum still. So this is, we have to be sensible and we have to budget, and we do have to watch every penny. So whilst we are in a very privileged situation, as with everything, there's always room for improvement. And it's really important for me, and I've spoken about this before, but quite a while back now, it's really important for me that my kids get to see the world and they get to experience other cultures and meet people who speak different languages to them and have had different life experiences to them. Like that's really important, and I think especially in the world that we live in today, it is more and more important. With things like Brexit and with certain leaders of certain countries, including our own, to be fair, I think it is really important to make sure that our children understand that the world that they live in, the little tiny pinhead that they live in, is so insignificant. And in fact, there is such a bigger world. I mean, obviously we could say that the earth itself is insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but that's a bit deep for 7:30 in the morning. But anyway, I think it is really important that our kids get that. And for me, I think all kids should get that. First of all, I don't think it should just be my kids. I think all kids should get that. I think it's really important. But, for us, it is a real priority, whereas it may not be for other families because they've got other issues that they're contending with. But for us, it is a real priority. But because our money is limited, holidays in the school holidays are practically impossible. I mean, we're going on holiday in this summer holidays, but that is because my parents are coming with us and being generous enough to not pick up the entire bill, but they are paying for the accommodation, which is so generous, and we are so lucky. Like, how lucky is that? I'm so grateful to them for everything they do for us. But we will have to pay our way when we're there. We pay for our flights, things like that. But yeah, without them, we wouldn't be able to go. Let's put it that way. And that'll be great. We're going to go to Spain. We're going to a small village in Spain, so they'll actually get to sort of see how people live a bit more and get to eat some sort of really local food. And I mean, there's a tourist town not too far away, and we'll have access to a car, so we can go and do sort of the basic Spanish touristy things. But if we don't want to hang around with all the other Brits, then there is a little village near where we're staying that is a little bit more authentic Spanish, which I'm really looking forward to. So that's going to be great. But if they weren't helping us, we wouldn't be able to afford to go at that time of year. So what do we do then? Because schools now seem to think, and the authorities seem to think, that it is perfectly fine to fine people for taking their kids abroad during term time. Now, when my son started school, the head teacher said to us, we do that. It's a policy. We fine you if you go on holiday during term time. But then, of course, you wouldn't like it if, I just took off for a week in the middle of term to go on holiday. Like, well, no, but you're employed to be here. Our taxes pay your wages so that you turn up every day at your job. You are employed to be here. And holiday is built into your employment. Now, to be fair, it is, preset holiday. You get preset dates, and so obviously they face the same issues, I'm sure, of trying to find affordable holidays in the predetermined holiday dates. But nevertheless, they are paid to be there during term time. They get a wage every month, employing them to be there. My kids don't. My kids don't get paid to be there, and in fact, quite often I'm asked for money. I'm asked for money for school trips. I'm asked for money for all sorts of contributions. I mean, recently they just did a fun run, and they wanted us to raise money for the school's own charity. It's an academy, and academy has its own charity. But I'd never even heard of this charity, and I'd not heard anything about it. I didn't know what it did. I didn't know what it represented, and it turns out that its philosophies, although sort of in line with mine, they don't entirely align with mine, and I don't really want to, there's so many charities and causes in the world. I don't particularly want to raise money for one that I don't feel particularly strongly for. So we didn't raise money for that. We raised some money for a charity that actually we believe in and we follow, and we explained that to Rufus. And I mean, he's 5, he doesn't understand everything, but I kind of want to teach him to have an opinion on things, and I don't want him just to follow along and be like, okay, yeah, I'll donate to that because everyone tells me to. Like, I want him to actually think about what he believes in and what he wants to donate to. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So, we're constantly asked for money from the school for various things. Or asked for donations. I donate every time I do a clear out of books or toys or anything like that. I donate them all to the school. I'm really good about it. I'm really diligent about it. So I give quite a lot to the school. There's a lot of fundraising that goes on with the PTA as well, and again, where I can, I give. So I'm already giving more than just taking my kid to school every day. And when we are in school time, my kid turns up on time, and he only really takes days off when he's genuinely ill. And there's only one day where that wasn't the case, and it was because Mummy was genuinely having a mental breakdown, and I just couldn't. So we all had a mental health day, and I don't care, and we did it, and we felt better, and the next day we went to school, and everything was fine. But no, generally we are very, very diligent about going to school, and I know there are families out there who, it's not that I genuinely don't think that families are trying to cause trouble by keeping their kids off school more than is apparently acceptable, but they are struggling their own way, and they're having problems in their own way, and they could be all manner of things. They could be economic, they could be mental health issues. There's all sorts of reasons why kids might be kept off school, and I don't think, for the most part, especially at 5 years old, it's because the kid is skiving. So I just think parents should be given a break, and I just think that if you want to take your kid on holiday to another country to experience another culture, or just to experience what it's like to be a child for a bit and to have some fun for a bit, I think that's okay, and I don't think it's going to make a big difference to their education. My mum's a teacher. She doesn't really have a problem with it. She has a problem with people just taking their kid out of school every single week for one day because apparently they're ill one day of every week. She has a problem with that because she doesn't think that that's necessarily always going to be the case and always going to be true. But taking one holiday a year in the middle of the summer term or the middle of the spring term, she says, it's not going to wreck your education. And the thing about education these days is it's all a bit of bullcrap, because the line that you're always fed is, if you work hard and you go to school, you'll get a good job after. Well, that doesn't actually track these days. The levels of unemployment in this country are really quite high, and don't tell me that they're falling, because they're not, because what people are actually getting when they say that they're employed now, when the government says they're officially employed now, is we're on 0-hour contracts, we're on, people working 4 part-time jobs, which is not okay. Like, yes, they're employed, yes, they're getting some money, but that's not a way to live, to be working 4 different jobs and with hours and shifts all over the place and not actually getting time to spend with your family. That's not a way to live. And if those 4 jobs are literally just allowing you to get by and not have anything extra to spare, that's not okay. So, it's absolute bullcrap. we go to school, yes, to learn, and it's great, and I think it is a wonderful thing that we get to do that, and I think education is important, but I don't think it's the most important thing, and I certainly don't think that classroom-led learning is the most important thing. If I'm going to take my kids out of school during term time, I'm just going to do it, and if they find me, I'm going to fight it, because I don't think it's right. I think it is absolutely inexcusable to fine someone for taking their kid out of school for a very limited amount of time. We're not talking 6 months, we're talking a week, maybe 2, to go and experience the world and see the world is bigger than the tiny pinhead that the school apparently appears to want us to think it is. I just want my kids to realise that there are more important things, that there are other important things, and I don't think that's a bad thing, and I think you could really embrace it as well. If I decide I want to take my kid out and I want to take him to Italy for a week, and I want to immerse him in Italian history and Italian art, and he can come back and he can tell his class the things he's learned and show them the things that he's seen. How amazing is that? What a fantastic thing that is. And we can theorise in the classroom as much as we like about how big the world is and how many different cultures there are and countries there are and people there are. We can theorise all of that. But until you see it in practice, it doesn't mean anything and it doesn't resonate. Certainly not at this young age. And I'm just so frustrated that I am hampered from doing that at every turn. Either the airlines charge me too much and the holiday companies charge you too much during the holidays, or the schools fine me during term time. And those are my 2 choices. So either way, I'm screwed. Anyway, that was my rant this morning. It was bothering me in the middle of the night. I don't know why it was bothering me in the middle of the night, but welcome to my brain. That's kind of how it works. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to eat some breakfast. I'm quite hungry. I've already made the kids some food because, kids wake up early. And that's my rant for today. Let me know what you think. I'd be interested to know what you think. I'd be interested to know if other parents feel similarly to me, or if they just kind of accept the fine, or whether there are any homeschoolers watching, and you can let me know what you think. We definitely are still considering world schooling. It's still really, it is a dream of mine to do that. But we need to get our work situation in a place where we're able to do that financially. So yeah, I just want to know what you think. I want to know if I'm not going crazy. I want to know if there are people who feel similarly to me, or if people feel like I should just shut up and put up. I'm not very good at that though. Anyway, alright, let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see more of this kind of content, click that subscribe button. And if you have already clicked the subscribe button but you want to be notified when new videos are put up, please click the bell. I'm going to have a new series coming on here. I've been putting together the videos over the course of the last couple of months. It's going to be going up, I think, middle of April, around then. I'm going to be putting the new series up. It's going to be on the same channel, but it's going to be a linked series of episodes, which I will continue to add to, but I've already made a fair chunk. And it's about a topic that I'm quite passionate about and I'm quite excited to share with you. And I'm hoping in the next week or so that I might actually get a few interviews as well, so it won't just be my face you have to look at. You can look at someone who's much prettier and much nicer and a lot less ranty, hopefully. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you have a good Sunday, and I will see you soon. Bye.